Hello, hello, Coach Carmen here from the Happy Balanced Life. And today I wanted to share with you a cauliflower recipe that I make often. Well, you can use any vegetables that you want. I always start by stir frying some eggs. I use onions, I use garlic, red pepper. In this case, I'm going to use zucchini and summer squash. And I do use frozen cauliflower sometimes, but today I have Trader Joe's rice cauliflower. All right, let's keep going here. What I like to do is season up 2 eggs. So I will start with that and then put it aside when I put my veggies in to see that it'll cook really quickly because my pan is already heated with a little bit of oil. I would use a quality oil here. I always like to say like a light olive oil with no other blends, or something like maybe like an avocado oil, which is a good high heat for stir fries. And then I will go in next with the onions and let those cook up for a little bit. And put the heat down on this because it does cook pretty quickly. After you put the eggs and the onions in, I like to put the garlic and then the bigger chunky vegetables in. So like I said before, you can use anything for this, literally like any type of veggies that you want. I just happen to have zucchini and summer squash on hand and pepper, so that's what I'm going to use today. I am going to add a few cloves of garlic. By the way, if you've seen any of my videos, you know that we love garlic here, so that's going to be really popular. And then I'm going to add some red peppers. Now you could add carrots to this, you could add celery, you could add, green onions. You really could make it your own. It's really about what kind of flavors you want. And at the end of the day, getting as many veggies in as possible. You could add greens, spinach. It's really up to you. And then the last things I'm going to add and let them cook down for a while before I add my cauliflower. And I'm going to cover this up for a few minutes, let them steam up, is my zucchini and summer squash. And you can see that I try to cut them around the same size so they cook up pretty evenly. I also like to season as I go along. I have Himalayan salt and peppers, but I had already seasoned my eggs. And you can add other seasonings to this as well. Now I'm going to cover this up and let it steam up so it can cook through before I add my cauliflower rice. Now, what little trick that I like to do whenever possible, I love to add veggies to every meal, but I also like to add healthy spices. So I'm going to add some turmeric to this. It's just going to give it a little color once I add the cauliflower, and it's also really good for you. And I don't know if you realize this, but turmeric really matches well with pepper. It helps it sort of absorb and do its trick in the body. So I will add some pepper. I don't measure much, but I will try to put the measurements in the recipe so that you have it. Now this is really important. If you want to be Whole30 compliant, you want to use coconut amino acids. They're better for you. Well, they're soy-free for those people that are allergic or like in the elimination diet of Whole30. It's important that you replace soy. So this is an option for you. Sorry about that, my timer. This is an option for you. As you can see, it's Whole30 approved, which is great. And so this is what I'm going to put in next to give it that brown color once I add the rice. So the cauliflower that I'm using today is just nothing but cauliflower, which I like. It doesn't have any preservatives or anything in it. This one happens to be from Trader Joe's. A lot of the stores are now selling rice cauliflower, and you can also get it in the frozen department. I've made the frozen one. It's really not bad at all. So the vegetables are now soft. I put a fork through the zucchinis. I probably cook those for 4 or 5 minutes. And then you're gonna see this is getting pretty dry. So I will add a little bit of water, and I will add the coconut amino acids to give it the brown look and also the flavor that you want in a good brown rice. It's gonna have less sodium than than that soy sauce that we're used to, but it's going to be just as yummy. So now we're going to add, I would say, about a 1/4 cup of water, just to make sure you have some steam. And we're going to add 2 tablespoons of the coconut amino acids. Now you can use soy again, but because this is a Whole30 compliant recipe, I will not be using soy in this one. Okay, and you can add more if you want. The other trick is to add sesame oil. It gives it a really good flavor. And I'm going to cover this for a little while, and we'll mix it up once it's a little bit softer. And I will show you the final result. While this is cooking, I have some salmon in the air fryer. That's going to be our dinner tonight. Normally, I like to add more greens to this. I just, I'm using what I have in the fridge today. So I hope that you get creative and add whatever you would like, whatever your favorite vegetables are. Okay, so here we are. It's done. I just tasted it with my spoon, and it looks like it's the right texture for me. Here are some pro tips for you. This was dried cauliflower, meaning fresh, so it's a little bit harder. When you get the frozen one, it's already going to have liquid, so you don't have to add any liquid to it. It'll dry up for you. I like to brown it, so I let it get to the point where it's like this, nice and dry. And I want it to have a little bit of crunch, but I want it to be cooked through. So there is some stirring involved and making sure that you're checking it. I did add a little bit more salt because, again, the coconut amino acids are less salty than the soy. But here we go. I'm ready to plate this up. I am going to just put a few spoonfuls. I'm going to let it rest, and then I'm going to put a few spoonfuls in a plate. And I'm going to top it with the salmon that is right in my air fryer, right next door. Just taking a piece of salmon out of my air fryer, and that, my friends, is dinner. Dinner is served. Now, normally this would take about 10 to 15 minutes. It took me a little longer because, again, the real cauliflower takes a good another 5 minutes to cook up. But still, you can have a really healthy weeknight meal within less than half an hour with cauliflower rice, and you can add whatever vegetables. Some people add pancetta, bacon, ham, broccoli, whatever you'd like to add to your rice, and it tastes delicious. I hope that you try it. Enjoy.